When one thinks of Central Asia, usually desert steppes and nomadic tribes come to mind, but not impressive futuristic skyscrapers and an array of first world architecture, right? Nur-Sultan, or Astana, or Akmola, or Tselinograd, I promise there aren't any more historical names, serves as the capital of the Central Asian Republic of Kazakhstan. This city completely defies what one thinks of Central Asia and goes beyond what one might think of any city on Earth, really. What exactly caused Nur-Sultan to come to such an impressive state, and what does this city have to say about Kazakhstan to the rest of the world? Originally called Akmola, the settlement was founded in 1830 by the Russian Empire. Population growth was slow in the beginning, and mostly consisted of Siberian Cossacks, Russians, Ukrainians, and a small amounts of other Eastern Europeans living within the Russian Empire's borders. By 1893, Akmola had about 6,000 residents. It was administered into the Kazakh SSR when the Soviet Union was founded during the 1920s, but did not serve as the capital. That position was given to Almaty, the largest city in Kazakhstan both in that time and currently. Not many internationally influential things occurred in the still small town until World War II, where it served as a major industrial hub for the Soviet Union. After the war, many Germans living within Soviet borders were deported to Akmola. It also served as an agricultural hub during the Cold War, part of the Virgin Lands campaign initiated by Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev. In 1961, the city name was changed to Tselinograd, which saw some major changes during that decade, including new monuments and high-rise buildings. After the independence of Kazakhstan in 1991, the city was renamed back to Akmola, but it wouldn't have that name for very long. In 1994, the Kazakh government announced that the capital would be moved to Akmola, and the transition officially occurred in 1997. 1 year later, the city name changed once again to Astana. During the 2000s, the city saw massive changes, including the construction of futuristic architecture and a new presidential palace for the incumbent Nur-Sultan Nazarbayev. Much of the wealth generated to achieve such architectural feats comes from the natural gas reserves that Kazakhstan possesses. In 2019, following his resignation, the Parliament of Kazakhstan unanimously voted to change the name of the capital to Nur-Sultan in honor of their first leader. Most residents of the city still call it Astana, despite the recent name change. When one enters Nur-Sultan, they may be surprised, probably not after the heads up from my video, about how modern the architecture is. As mentioned earlier, most of the visible architecture in the city rose since 2000 and has been created to have a futuristic feel to it. The Bayturek Tower, which serves as a popular tourist attraction and observatory, is a staple of the city's architecture. Islam maintains the religious majority of the country, with around 70% of the country and city's people following their religion. Several mosques serve the Islamic community of Nur-Sultan, and the most notable ones are the Hazret Sultan Mosque and the Nur-Astana Mosque. The Ak-Orda Presidential Palace, where the current president of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, lives and works, models itself after the White House in Washington, D.C. As a planned city, among the likes of Brasilia in Brazil, Canberra in Australia, and Washington in the United States, it features architecture of its era, and as most modern of these, Nur-Sultan's cityscape definitely shows its recency. The capital of Kazakhstan would not be moved to a location that makes it the second coldest capital city on the planet for no reason. From its previous capital, Almaty, Nur-Sultan is about 600 miles north, and also 600 miles closer to the nation's closest partner, Russia. Especially during its founding days, Kazakhstan developed close ties to its former ruling nation, and the two nations continue to have strong ties. Kazakhstan is part of several organizations that are part of the Russian sphere of influence, such as the Commonwealth of Independent States, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, Collective Security Treaty Organization, and the Eurasian Economic Union. However, the Kazakh people have tried to form a national identity of their own over the past few decades, and tried to break off of their Russian lineage. Promoting the use of Kazakh and changing its alphabet to a Latin-based one, used by their fellow Turkic languages, rather than the Cyrillic one adopted under Russian rule, is a prime example of this. Though Nur-Sultan is close to the Russian border, it has become a national symbol of their coming of age into the new century, and also as a spectacle to the world that Kazakhstan is a true competitor in global affairs. Thank you for watching my video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more geopolitical content. Also check out my previous video on the Visegrad Group and its importance in European politics.